we're starting a new section now about the sevas and the Manjaris. There's a little introduction here. Well, we were discussing already the forms, the transcendental forms and qualities of the Manjaris, who are known as Pran Sakhis of Radharani, and now there's many verses describing some of their sevas, the Manjari sevas that they perform for the pleasure of Radharani. And the first one is in the chapter 11. Radha Dasya Lasad Vapur Anisha Radhapada Sevi. There you go. Antas Toshita Radha Rasiko Radhavane Sada Nivas. Rasik Radhavan Sada Nivas. This is translation here. It says, Radha Dasya Lasad Vapur, having received a beautiful Vapu, body, suitable for the service of Sri Radha, Radha Dasyam, attached to the service of Radha's lotus feet, and while pleasing Sri Radha's beloved Sri Krishna, constantly live in Vrindavan. So this is one translation. Radhavan Sadanivas. Sadanivas is quite obvious. Radhavan, another name for Vrindavan is Radhavan, because we say Vrindavan Ishri Radha. Radharani is the Ishri, the controller, the Empress and Queen of Vrindavan. And so you say, well, this is Vrindavan, just like we say this is Radhakund. Kund means Sarovara or Pokor, lake. It's a lake. So it's a Kund. But the Brijvasis, they say, no, this is Radharani. We're going Prikam of Radharani, which we mentioned many times before. And then, so people say this is Vrindavan, and then someone might say, no, this is Radhavan. When you go to Varsana and Prikama, you pass through a small sub-village on the southwest side of Varsana. It's called Chiksoli. This is the ancestral village of Chitrasakhi, of the Ashtasakis, Radharani's Ashtasakis. And there are various Leela Stalis that are like Dohani Kund and Geographic and other parts there. And it's all part of Varsana area. But there's one Kund there. And when you ask people what's the name of that Kund, some people say Krishna Kund, and some people say Radha Kund. So it depends on their, and you know there's some sadhus, they have some functions there on the banks of that Kund. I think you've attended there. And I've been there, I've been going there since 1977, and I'm with I see different local people. I say, what is the name of this Kund? They say, it's Radha Kund. All the Kunds are Radha Kund. And someone else I meet and they'll say, it's Krishna Kund. So I find it amusing, people come from there and say, oh Maharaj, you know this place? It's on the bottom of Morkutir and Mankutir, it's Krishna Kund. And I just smile and say, yes, okay. That's what you called it today. What would you call it 2 years from now when someone tells you it's Radha Kund? So they see the Leela Stalis according to their bhav, their attachment. The Radha Bhaktas will see every Kund as Radha Kund, or not even Radha Kund, but Radharani. This is a place of Radharani's Leela, this is Radharani's Leela Stali, this is Radharani. Radha Kund is a Leela Stali, a place of Radharani's most intimate divine Madhyan Leela, midday pastimes, from 10:48 to 3:36 in the afternoon. So many variegated, beautiful, sweet, intimate pastimes here with our beloved Shyam Sundar. It's the Brajmandal Leela Stali Shiromani. And Brajmandal mein Leela Stali Shiromani. In all of Brajmandal, Radhakund is the crest jewel of all the Leela Stalis. Brajmandal, Leela Stali Shiromani. This is previously written in stone outside above the Vajan Kutir of Das Goswami and Manasabhavanga. So that is the identity of Radhakund. But so now the Prabhupada Saraswati is talking about Saranivas. Radhevan Saranivas. That the Manjari, she lives in Vrindavan, or Vrindavan, as we say now. No, she lives in Radhavan. So this is the angle of vision, that this is the forest, this is Radharani's forest, because she's the queen. So if it's a queen, like we say, there's a village, there's a domain or kingdom in Rajasthan, it's called Jaipur. Pura means city. Mathura Puri, or Dwarka Puri, or Jagannath Puri. Pura means city, P-U-R. It's called Jaipur. Why is it called Jaipur? Because the ruling king there was Jai Singh. There's so many Singhs, you can't call it Singapore. There's already a Singapore. And Singapore is actually named after that. It's a Vedic name, actually, believe it or not. There's a whole book about that. You're laughing, but there's a whole book about that by one Indian historian, we could say. Has a rather strange name. His name is P.N. Oates, O-A-T-E-S. And it's a very large book where he's a lexicographer. Lexicographer, he studies language and the origin of language and names of places, and he's tried through language, through the names of villages around the world in different countries, he's tried to prove the existence of the Vedic culture was extensive in all the livable areas of the world that were worthy of residing in. There are places with the names of Vedic Sanskrit names from the Sanskrit Devanagari language, and it's very clear to see the connection. And the kingdom of Yudhishthira Maharaj and the Vedic civilizations of the past, Indian emperors, was vast. It covered the whole planet, most of the planet. So when he said there's a place called Argentina, which is a country in South America, but he said it's called Arjuntina, because Arjun, and there's some history there, an ancient history, that Arjun married one princess from there. And that's pretty far south, Argentina. Then you go a little further north, Scandinavia. Scandinavia is practically the North Pole. You've heard of Sweden, Norway, Scandinavia. And that was Skandavan. Skanda is the name of Shiva's son, Kartikeya. His second name is Skanda. And Krishna says in Gita, among warriors I am the god of war, Skanda. That's Scandinavia. Then there's a place in Russia, maybe Russia, I'm not very good on modern geography. I'm a little rusty, I know about Vrindavan geography. But outside of Vrindavan, I've kind of forgotten where anything is. But there's something called the Caspian Sea. Is that in Russia? Caspian Sea, and that was previously called Kasyap Sindhu. Kasyap Muni was a great progenitor, and he had some houseboat there or something, I don't know. He had something over there in the Caspian Sea. And like this, he has many, many explanations about names around the world. So Singapore, he also has. And Pur, of course, P-U-R, means city, village, and Singh means king or lion, because lion is the king of the village, and there's a whole group of Kshatriyas called Singh, and they're spread all over India. Some are Punjab Singhs, some are Manipur Singhs, and there you find Singhs in different provinces of India. The warrior class, Singh, the lion-like class. But so he didn't want to call it Singapore. He just, he didn't want to call it Singapore because that already existed. It's been there for thousands of centuries. Singapore, slight change of spelling. As now we changed the spelling of Calcutta, yes. So we also, Singapore was originally Singhpur, now it became something else. Doesn't mean it's not still a fact. But he named his place Jaipur to distinguish it from Singapore, because his name was Jai Singh. So similarly, Prabhupada Saraswati is saying, this is Vrndavana. Vrndavane Sadhanivan. Someone might say, where do you live? I live in Vrindavan. Huh? Where's Vrindavan? We don't know. Just like someone says, I'm doing Radharani Parikramā. Radharani Parikramā. You have Murti of Radharani? You're going around in the Murti? Where is that? Where do you do it? No. Yeah. We have Radharani Murti. You never saw it? No. You want to see? Yeah, come. And then they take you around Radhakund, and then they say, see, you saw Radharani? And I say, yeah. Just like when Mahaprabhu was coming into Puri, and his ecstasies of Viraha Bhav, seeing Krishna everywhere, and seeing everything in Krishna. Then when he got out near the temple of Jagannath, he glanced up at the chakra, the temple chakra. He said, Gopal! He said, Gopal! And he turned to his associates and he pointed and said, look, do you see Gopal? He's standing on the chakra. It's a normal thing. Children often climb temples and stand on chakras, right? Not very normal. He's pointing, he said, look, Gopal, you see, oh, he's so cute. And everyone looked at each other, okay. So they didn't see, the associates of Lord Chaitanya 500 years ago, they could not perceive the Gopal, who was Jagannath in another cute, attractive form, Shyam Sundar, standing there. So similarly, we can't see what Brijvasis see. Gauranga is the original Brijvasi, and he's seeing Gopal in the chakra, just like the Brijvasis of today, they see Radharani in the Radhakund. So therefore, when someone outside, we're outsiders and we say Radhakund, they say Radharani. And outsiders say they're going to Vrindavan, they live in Vrindavan, but insiders say we're living in Radhavana ki jai. So that's the whole point of this discussion, to establish the fact of your proper mailing address. is Radhavan. So-and-so Gully, Prem Gully, Karunamai Kutir, Prem Karunamai Kutir, Dasanadas Baba, Prem Gully, Karunamai Kuti, and Radharani Gown, and Radhavan. District Mathura Mandala. This is a transcendental address of someone living in this Radhakund. Dasana Das Baba. Dasana Das. He's longer, he's more longer tail. There's Das Baba, and there's Das Baba, there's Das Anudas Baba. He's a very, very big Baba. He wants to serve everyone. Das Anudas. Ekazar At Sri Shimad Shastra Shiromani Mahamangaleshwara Jagadguru Sri Shimad Pujapad Nityalila, whatever this long introductory name for some of the big sadhus. But in Gaudiya Sampradaya, the biggest sadhu with the biggest ashram, has written hundreds of books and has thousands of disciples. If you meet him, he'll say, what's your name? He'll say, my name is Krishnadas. My name is Krishnadas. Because every Gaudiya Vaishnava, they identify themselves as Das. It's interesting when you see the sadhus from other lines, how much in the Gaudiya Sampradaya this point is emphasized. Naham vipro na cha narapatir napi vaishyo na shudro Naham vadina chakriha patir no vanishto yatirava kintu prodya nikala paramananda purna pritavya Gopi Bhartu Padakamayor Das Das Anadas. Servant of the servant of the servant, 1,000 times removed. That is where we take up our position of service and the parampara, loving servitors of Radha and Krishna. This is Gaudiya Vaishnava, Siddhanta, Sampradaya, Abhiman. This is the Abhiman. The mentality of the Gaudiya Vaishnava, the Abhiman and his Pran and his Dhan. It's his mentality, it's his life force, and it's his wealth. For the Gaudiya Vaishnava, Dasatva, the tendency and the desire to always serve everyone. Serve them prema. Namo Mahavananyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Distribute prem to one and all, everywhere. Prem Nam Sankirtan. Prem Pura Prasad. Prem filled prasadam. Prem Katha. Hari Katha filled with prem. Prem Sangha. Rasik Bhakta Saha Sangha. Bhagavat Shravan Rasik. Shri Bhagavat Shravan Rasika Bhakta Saha Sangha. That to hear the Bhagavatam means Prem Bhagavat Katha. Prem Katha, because it says Rasik Bhakta Saha Sangha. Once you hear the Srimad Bhagavatam in association, Saha, along with Rasik Bhaktas. Rasik Bhaktas are distributing ras in their words. Their words are full of ras, bhakti ras. Bhakti is prema. So this is, even in the speaking of Bhagavad Katha, is distribution of love. Distribution of love is so vast and so great because love personified is Radharani, Radhani Shakti Radha. And the Vishaya of that prema Vishaya is Bhagavan Sri Krishna, and the Premashaya is Radha. So the devotees of Radha and Krishna, they're all servants of that love. They're servants of that lover and beloved, Priya Priyatam, Sham, Radha and Sham. So there can never have, where is the room for ego there? I-ness, individual grandeur, prestige or greatness. We are das and das. We are a servant of the servants, of the loving servants of the beloved Radha and Krishna. So when you meet the biggest Gaudiya Vaishnava, the temples all over India, what is your name? Krishnadas. Pas. And he signs his signature Krishnadas. When you go to any other Sampradaya, Ramnandi Sadhu, the big long names, so-and-so, Siddha, this, that, so many things. There's a different angle, different bhav. We are followers of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Gauranga Mahaprabhu is teaching the very substratum, the foundational philosophy, the underpinning of the Gaudiya Siddhanta, Gaudiya Dharma, religion. The foundation is humility of the utmost degree. Trinadapi suni chena tarori va sahishnuna amanina manidena kirtaniya sadhari. Krishna says we are Nam Sevites. Mahaprabhu says we are Nam Sevites. We are servants of Yugal-nam, Radha Sham. Radha Krishna, Yugal-nam. This Mahamantra is Yugal-nam. Hare Radha, Krishna Sham, Ram Sham, Rama Shamu, Ram and Sham. So we are servants of that divine couple, that divine dancer, that sweet romancer, Sri Krishna and his beloved Radha. So we chant the holy name, but to have access to their love, to be a bona fide servant of their love, to be a bona fide distributor of their love, and a bona fide chanter of their love-filled names, we must have abhiman. What type of abhiman? Dasatva. Dasya abhiman. We should think, our chintana, we should think, who am I? What is my ego? Who am I? I am das, anadas. Das, anudas. And what is my position? What is my significance, my pride, my grandeur, my pratishta, tishtan, prakrishtana tishta. What is my pratishta? What is the institution? In Bengali, pratishta means institution, school, building. What is my facade? Building means facade. What is my facade? What is my building? What is my institution surrounding me? Nothing. One should think the chintana, I am lower than a straw in the street. Trina. Trina means grass. Trinadapi sunichena. Sunicha, nichena, sunichena. Low, lower, lowest. How low can you go? Is this low enough? No, lower. Like the frog in a well going bigger and bigger. Am I humble enough now? No, more humble. How about now? No, more. No. Am I low? No. Am I low enough now? No, down. down. Like we say when a dog is jumping. Sometimes the dog is jumping. Hey, down boy. We say in English, we say down. We call the dog boy or whatever we say. Hey, down boy. So what is jumping inside the conditioned soul? Like dog? Hankar. Hankar is jumping like dog. Ego. How? Me, I'm big. Do you know, I have degree. Oh, sure. Yeah, 98.6. So many degrees you have. I hope you have lots of degrees. If you don't, you're dead. I have a degree in this and a degree in that. Oh, you have 2 degrees. I have 98.6 degrees. I met once a guy at the airport. Do you know, he said, you educated? I said, yeah, I have MBBS. He said, there's nothing. I have 2 degrees in psychology, 1 degree. And then I just immediately, spontaneously, because sometimes it comes right. I said, you have 3 degrees, I have 98.6. I said this before. And the guy just started laughing and bought the book. It just kind of comes out like this. And if you keep speaking, I'll understand the degree of your insanity also. Because anyone who's proud of their so-called education when they know nothing of supreme reality is a fool. But somehow, so this is the ego, lower than a straw on the street. Then tolerance. I have nothing to lose. I have nothing, so there's nothing to. I have unlimited tolerance. Which is more tolerant than a tree. The tree is thinking, take everything, because nothing is mine. This is called nirmama chitta. Nirmama. Nothing is mine. The tree is thinking, nothing is mine. Take my leaves. Okay. Take my leaves, make some neem bagon. Bengalis take the neem leaves and make some kind of sabji with neem leaves. Take the neem leaves. Okay, now take the branches. Take some small twigs and make datun. Now it's winter time. Now cut off my branches and dry them out for firewood. Oh, now you need the bark. Take my chilka. I think it's chilka means bark. Take the neem bark, chilka, and peel my bark off and grind it up into some medicine because it's a good medicine. And then now you want to build your kutir. Okay, cut me down. So now you cut down the neem tree and then you build your kutir with the neem tree. Never and not once does the neem tree protest because of tolerance. How is he have such great tolerance? Because he's realized nirmama. Nirmama, nothing is mine. It's all his. This body that I have, I'm an Atma, living in a neem tree. This whole body I have has been given by God. It's his body to do what he wants, do what he wishes. Nothing is mine. So when you're free from possessiveness, when your only possession is your relationship, when your only possession is your relationship with God, then you're nirmama. But if you have any other claim and any other connection with some external object or conception, then you're not nirvana. So this is such a deep point in this verse, the third verse of the Shikshastakam, about the dasatva of the Gaudiya Vaishnava. So he develops his whole sadhana around this verse. This is the pivot point of sadhana in Gaudiya Vaishnava religion. The devotees, the Gaudiya Vaishnava devotees, the Raghunaga sadhaks of Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. Everything revolves about this verse. Because if there's no steadiness, there's no progress. If you're not steadily going to school and steadily studying, you fail. You don't progress. So Nishta in Bhakti Bhajan, Gaudiya Vaishnava Bhakti Bhajan, Nishta is this verse. To realize this verse and develop all these qualities and activities. And when all of that mentality is in place, and all of that thinking is in place, and all of those feelings are in place, and lined up perfectly and clearly, then one can be a non-sadhak. He can take shelter of the holy name of Lord, Nam Sharan, excessively, unceasingly, and completely. Excessively, unceasingly, and completely. This means kirtaniya sadhari. Until we adjust the mentality, until we adjust the heart's feelings, until we adjust the ego, the hankar, the buddhi, and the man, and the riddhi, all four must be adjusted, purified, aligned, connected, surrendered, and dedicated to the service of the Lord. Then one can chant Kirtaniya Sadhari. So these four qualities of humility, tolerance, pridelessness, and respect for others, without these being developed deeply and realized, one can never be a servant of the servant of the servant of Radha and Krishna. Therefore, this is the beauty of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas and Radhadasya Lasad Vapur, that the Manjaris have a body for service. Seva Vapu. Radha Seva Vapu. It says that they're constantly living in Vrindavan. They're living in Vrindavan. Rasik Vrindavan Sada Nivas. They're constantly, the Manjaris are always living. Are you living in Vrindavan? Are you living in Vrindavan? Vrindavan? I don't know. I live in Vrindavan. I live in Vrindavan. And I serve Radharani. I do Radharani Prikman. I live in Vrindavan. Oh, what are you saying? Right here, verse 116, chapter 11. Vrindavan Mahimamrta. Mahajan Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur is telling. Rasik Radha. Radha Rasik. It says, Antas Toshita Radha Rasik. Radha Rasik, Radhavan Sadanivas. So in the association of a Radha Rasik in Radhavan, then I want to live eternally. As Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in one bhajan, if someone is adverse to Radharani, if someone is adverse to chanting Radharani's name, or hearing about the glories of Radharani, I don't want to see their face or to live anywhere near that place. That's his sankalp, his Radhanishta sankalp, his incredible fixation and steadiness and his loving attachment to Radharani as Kamala Manjari. Kamala Sakhi is her, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Nitya Siddhadeha, his spiritual form as a female spiritual body to serve Radharani. His name is Kamala Manjari. Having received a beautiful body suitable for the service of Radha, becomes attached to the service of Radha's lotus feet. Anish Radha Pada Sevi Antas Toshita. While pleasing Sri Radha's beloved Sri Krishna. Antas Toshita Radha. This is a beautiful translation of this verse. What time is it? A lot of time. Huh?
Yes.
And we'll just read the translation here and maybe get a whole new idea. But either one, they're unlimited. All is good, all is perfect. Is it not? This is transcendence. Only in transcendence is all good and all perfect. This is verse 116. It blinks for a while. It's okay. In a splendid transcendental body suitable for Radha's service, acting as a servant of Radha's feet, and pleasing the heart of Radha's lover, eternally resided in Radha's forest. Well, now the question comes, which came first? The horse or the cart? Because this translation is basically the same as this. But this is actually an older translation. So there could be some profit sharing here, to put it mildly. The profits gained by this person's surrender were shared by this person's endeavor. And all were the relishers. We all benefited. Radha dasya lasad vapur anisha radha parasevi antash toshita radha rasik radha vani sadanivas. Any way you look at this verse, any way you translate it, think about it, interpret it, or comment on it, it's perfect because it says Radha, 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 Radha. There's Charpada, there's 4 lines, the Charpada shloka, there's 4 lines in the shloka. First one, Radha Dasya, Radha Padasevi, Toshita Radha, Radha Vane, Sadanivas. Not very difficult. Radha Dasya Vapur. One should have a Vapu. Vapu, you've heard of Vapu Seva and Vani Seva, Guru. So, the Vapu means the form of the Guru, the Sadhaka Rupa. Radha Dasya Vapur, that the Manjari, she has a suitable form, which we've been hearing so much about. We've been hearing so much about that suitable form, which is so lively and bouncy and delightful and attractive and curvaceous and effulgent. And every possible way, decorated and ornamented and bedecked with the prasadi Radharani, the Radharani prasadi mala and Radharani prasadi avaran, ornaments, and Radharani prasadi vesh, her choli, her chunari, her lehengra, can be given to that manjari to adorn her beautiful transcendental form, dedicated to the eternal service of Radharani's lotus feet. Radha Dasya Vapu. Then Anisha. Nisha means sleeping, nighttime. Nisha Lila. Anisha means no sleeping. Radhapada Sevi. It means that without sleeping, Radhapada Sevi, in that Seva Vapu, in that form, in that body, designed, decorated, ornamented, and made of Seva. The body of a manjari is a Seva Sarup, a Seva Vapu, and is ornamented with all the reflected, scintillating bhavas of Radharani's Mahabhav, which are sparkling in her every pore. The particles of Radharani's bhav are sparkling and shining in every pore of the existence of the manjari. So with that Mahabhav, which is received from Radharani and moving in their hearts, the manjaris are able to assist in the Parakiya Bhav Leelas of Radharani. And therefore, day and night, they are inseparable from Radharani. They are like Radharani's shadows. Chaya. Wherever you go, your Chaya goes. Vapu and Chaya, form and Chaya. So their Vapu, Radha Dasya Vapu, their form is Dasya Vapu. It's Radha Dasya Vapu. Their form is a Dasya Vapu, which is what I'm saying. Their very forms are constituted of Seva, Seva Bhav. And they're thinking of Seva, desiring Seva, feeling Seva, acting in Seva. Every movement, every eye movement, every word movement, every hand movement, every foot movement is to give pleasure to Radharani. Radha Dasya Bahu. Anisha Radha Padasevi. They were so much absorbed in the Padasevi of Radha, serving the lotus feet of Radha, they don't have time to sleep. When you're busy, you don't sleep. When your mind is interested and you're active, you don't sleep. When your mind loses interest, your action slows down and nidra takes over. When the mind is enlivened and excited, then the mind takes charge of the body and drives it on in relentless, determined, crazy ways. Some people stay up in offices for days, driven by some project or some goal they have to complete. They may not sleep for 2 days, 3 days in a row. A madness, the frenzy of passionate work in the slavery of Maya. But the Manjaris, practically they don't sleep. It's explained, Nidra hara vihara kali vijato chatyanta dinachayo go shanta vidisarvata vrajapure kedar mahavivalam vande rupa sanatano raguya go sri jiva gopala. So Goswamis, they were nidra jit. They conquered sleep by seva, by bhav, seva bhav, prem seva of Radha. How can we sleep? Radha needs our service. Does the mother sleep when the baby cries? No. She's wide awake, action center, action central, action city. Anytime, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, the baby's like crying, the mother's up, oh, sleep. Baby's, wow, why is he crying and calling and trying to find a remedy or cure or solution or cause? Anisha, nish, sleeping. Nishachari, you ever heard this term in Ramayana? Nishachari. Nishachari means rovers, night rovers. Pishachas, rakshash, roaming in the night, looking for their prey. Nishachari, like Brahmachari, but he's doing Nidrachari. Brahmachari is sleeping nicely at night. But the Nishachari, the boots and prates and Vishachas and Kecharis are streaking around the sky and lurking in the forest to pounce on their innocent victims. Vampires and the like. Werewolves and vampires. You must have heard of these creatures, huh? But Anisha Radha Padasevi, Antash Toshita Radha, without any end, she's always engaged in Radha Toshan, in giving pleasure to Radharani, endless pleasure to Radha. Antash Toshita. Antas Toshita Radha. Without any end, she's ceaselessly trying to give Toshan, pleasure to Radharani. And Rasik Vrndavana Mahimamrta, and she always lives in that Vrindavan which is full of Rasik Bhaktas. Rasiko Radhavane Sadanivas. Sadanivas. Kirtaniya Sadahari, Vrndavana Sadanivas. Always chant the holy name of the Lord, Kirtaniya Sadahari, and Radha Vane Sadanivas. Always live in the forest of Radharani, engaged in the service of Srimati Radharani. Always live in Vrindavan, always chant Krishna Nam, and always serve the lotus feet of Radha. That is the perfection of human life. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.